I've been really looking forward to recording this video, so I can't wait to see what you guys think. It's something I did a while ago and I haven't done in a very long time, but finally have the confidence to execute in the way that I want to execute this style of video. So today we're talking about the Carolina Panthers offense, and I know that many people are going to have a lot of questions about Jonathan Brooks, about Xavier Legette, about Diontae Johnson, and whether Bryce Young and that Carolina Panthers offensive line, etc., is going to be able to execute the way that they need to in 2024 for Dave Canales to be able to implement his offense. So I'm very aware that Dave Canales is going to be bringing in a totally new style of offense. I think it's going to be great for the running backs, and obviously he's had great receivers to work with in his time with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. But today is about the Carolina Panthers and what they were missing last year. So what we're going to do is go into a Week 17 game against the Jacksonville Jags and break down the offense of the Carolina Panthers from the perspective of a fan. Clearly, I didn't play quarterback in the NFL. I have not been in the NFL locker rooms and in those film study groups ever. But as a fan, I want to know what I can understand from the game tape and then bring to you guys in a YouTube video that's relatable for everybody. So why are we doing things this way? I think that fans should watch so much more of this stuff than the garbage that you see on the TV that is just hot take propaganda and people going after rage bait all the time on the main channels on ESPN. That's all we see these days. That is where NFL content has gone, and I want to take it back the other way. I want fans to actually watch the games and form opinions of their own. I learned so many things from this game that I didn't already understand about Bryce Young, about the Jags defense, so many things that I could take away from this game and form my own opinions directly from the source. I watched the game and I built the opinions myself. So what I want to do now is show you guys the tape that I found in this game that gives me more information about what I needed to know about the Carolina Panthers, about what they were missing last year, and about what maybe those additions at wide receiver, the bolstering of the offensive line, might mean for Bryce Young and the offense going into 2024. So here's my promise to you guys. I'm going to break down everything that I could see in this game as a fan. We're all the same. I'm a fan, you guys are fans, and we just want to understand the game better so that we can build our own opinions. I'm sick and tired of taking the opinions of people who shout the loudest on TV, whether that be Stephen A. Smith or somebody like that who absolutely hasn't sat and watched this game tape. So there's a ton of things that we want to understand from the Carolina Panthers going into the 2024 season. You know, I want to know what Xavier Legette's going to look like. I just drafted him in my main dynasty league. I want to know what Diontae Johnson's going to look like in that offense. What does it mean for Jonathan Brooks, who I also drafted in my dynasty league this season? But anyway, we're going to watch some film together. We're going to understand the Carolina Panthers offense. We're going to break down some plays, and then we'll talk about it in the comments section after the video. So if you are just an NFL fan, this is the kind of video for you. And if you're a Carolina Panthers fan, you have to have high hopes that things are going to look so much better than this going into next season. And there's a lot of stuff that I took from this video. Like, I found myself incredibly frustrated with Bryce Young at times, and at other times so frustrated with the play calling, the offensive line, the blocking scheme, the running backs. There was so much that I learned just from watching this single game, and now I want to bring that to my YouTube channel because I really think that this is where the true value is. So if this is something that you guys enjoy, please do drop me a comment and let me know. Maybe leave a like on the video, because that's the best way for me to understand that this is something that I could do more of, and I would love to bring more of this kind of content to the channel. Now, before we start, one minor caveat. This is week 17 of a one-win season. I get it. You know, there is a part of this Carolina Panthers team that has probably given up just a little bit. They've got one eye on the offseason. I do understand that. But equally, I wanted to get, you know, what went wrong in this game and what's going to change next season now that Dave Canales is taking over as the head coach. So let's get into the film. What I will say before we start is that if you have terminology or things about these clips that you can teach me, please do. I am not coming at this from an expert's perspective. I am just a student of the game. I love the game of football and I want to learn as much as I can so that I know what to look for when I go into next season looking at Bryce Young games and watching the Carolina Panthers and seeing if Xavier Legette maybe changes some of this, or having Diontae Johnson shifts the offense, or how Dave Canales' offense is different to what we're looking at here. That's the point of this video. So if there are things that you guys see in these clips that you feel add value, drop a comment. Like, let me know what you guys think of what you're watching here, and let's talk about it together. This is what we should be consuming. Put the rage bait down, get off Twitter, and let's do more of this. All right, so this is just clip number one. Let's just warm up, get ourselves started. But Jonathan Mingo is going to motion from the right to the left-hand side. Miles Sanders, I think, goes the wrong side of Bryce Young, or Bryce Young does the handoff the wrong way. But either way, the two guys are not on the same page, and it looks a little messy. But that leaves Adam Thielen as the only guy to Bryce Young's front side. Like, he's pretty much the only guy that runs a real route, so it's a little bit of a weird play, and he ends up bracket coverage underneath, over the top, covering him on the route. Anyway, it's just a pretty simple 10-yard out route. So you see Jonathan Mingo motion across. Miles Sanders protects the wrong side, and that leaves a free runner to run straight at Bryce Young. What I will say is I don't think that 26 was supposed to be blitzing. I think he's the man that's covering Jonathan Mingo as he goes across the field. So you can see Mingo in motion. You can see the handoff going the wrong way, like what's going on here. And then 26 coming in from the right-hand side, like he's not going to get to Jonathan Mingo, so he just kind of ends up trying to get in the face of Bryce Young. And that ends up just Bryce Young sails the ball miles over Adam Thielen's head, and the play goes to waste. This is the very next play, and I'm not sure what Jonathan Mingo and DJ Chark are supposed to be doing here. It's a little bit messy. You've got a hitch on the far side, which is where Bryce Young ends up going with the football. But DJ Chark and Jonathan Mingo are probably meant to run off with their defensive backs. They both end up getting manhandled. Adam Thielen runs a hitch, which ends up completely ineffective. The hitch on the far side isn't effective either. The coverage is good on it. By the time Bryce Young gets the football out there, the DB is able to make a play on it. It should really have gone back the other way for 6 points. But these two routes on the near side, like, this is just messy. Like, what is going on, like, here? What is this? What is this supposed to be? Like, they're not winning. These guys are not winning. And this is where I think that having a Deontay Johnson, a savvy route runner, or a Xavier Legette, who is going to threaten this defense deep, might be able to kind of make a difference. But this, like, he juggles it, but I think it's Rayshon Jenkins, but it should have gone back the other way for 6 points. Like, I just don't understand why we've got trips on the right-hand side and none of them doing anything remotely effective. But the other problem here is that Bryce Young stares this route down the entire time. Look at his eyes. Look at the helmet. You can see it here. He's only ever going to that left-hand side. He doesn't even check what's happening on the right side. He's got a single route runner on the left, and that's where he's going. And that allows the safety to make a play on this, which should really have gone back the other way. Now, with this one, Bryce Young's got to throw this. He has to throw this. Like, he stares at it, just throw it, right? This, in the NFL, this here is open. This is open. Bryce, throw this out there to the sideline. This an easy completion to throw that out there. Like, this is a confidence thing. Bryce Young has to look at that and throw that football that, like, he's got a clean pocket here. There's no excuse. And these are the things that come with, I mean, this is week 17. He's been getting beaten up all season. This is a confidence thing. Like, you can see the tight end's kind of like, hey, I am open. Why haven't you thrown the football 2 seconds ago? Like, this is as wide open as it gets in the NFL. The play design works well. It's a similar concept to the one that I just showed you with Adam Thielen, but the tight end gets open to the outside, and Bryce Young has to just throw that football out there. This is as easy as it gets. You'd get an easy first down out of it as well. The tight end would probably rumble for a couple of extra yards. Just an easy completion. And for all of their struggles, the offensive line gives him a clean pocket on this play. This is as clean as it's going to get. You are not going to get a cleaner pocket than this in the NFL. Chuba Hubbard does well to get in on the blitz action, stop that from happening. Look at this. He's got time. He could even just throw that check down underneath if he wanted to. Throw something. Throw the football, right? This is where it gets frustrating. And I found myself getting more frustrated with Bryce Young in this video than I thought I was going to. But with that, you just, like, I can't stress enough, throw the football out there to the sideline, please. So this one to me was confidence and rhythm. Like, you've got to be able to throw this out there and complete this football, and a confident quarterback is completing this play over the middle 10 times out of 10. You've got an over-under on a single linebacker, and it just needs to be a completion. You can take either one if you wanted to, but I think he does a good job here of moving the linebacker with his eyes. So he looks at this hitch route first. The linebacker, you can see, comes down on that, and then he's got an in route coming underneath it. This is an easy completion. Like, he sent the linebacker the wrong way. He's got the linebacker on his heels. It should be an easy completion to Jonathan Mingo there over the middle. And if he throws that to Mingo in stride, it should also be another extra 10, 15 yards or even more if you've got a receiver who's great with the yards after the catch, who can get upfield, make the safety miss. That could be a touchdown. You could break that for a touchdown, but he's got to, you've got to hit the receiver's hands first to be able to do that. But if you watch it again from this angle, he's got those two bunched routes there coming off the right-hand side. That middle linebacker is going to break down on the Adam Thielen route, and then the in-breaking route's going to come underneath it. Bryce Young, again, clean pocket, no excuse. You have to throw that in there and complete that. And again, it's timing, rhythm, confidence, and all the things that were missing for Bryce Young after what was, a pretty difficult season. This is the kind of stuff that Dave Canales needs to get in his ear about and sort of just calm down, His footwork in the pocket is actually quite good. There's several plays during this video where it's kind of like, all right, he evaded the pressure well, he can sidestep it, he looks kind of calm, but then the erratic throw, like that should have been an easy completion. Right, this one flat out made me angry. It's going to be a wide receiver screen. He's going to throw it here to his receiver, 10 yards behind the line of scrimmage, and he's going to get absolutely whacked for no gain whatsoever. Like, at this point, what are we doing? You've got 5 wide, all right, and he's probably trying to get a quick completion, but when you see it from the second angle, you can see it here, that it's just Bryce Young at this point is just panicking. Like, it's erratic, it's stressed, it's just like, and you get it's a 10-yard loss. And you're just going to end up, they went 3 and out on this drive and punted the football. Like, this is embarrassing for an offense, right? But watch Bryce Young, like, all of his fundamentals go out of the window on this play. Like, and I'm not a quarterback coach, right? But I know that you're supposed to have steady footwork, you're supposed to be calm, and you're supposed to just relax, right? Like, relax. So he's got time here, but look at the kind of, like, it's just the, throw it, quick. And I get it, it's a screen, you do have to throw it fast, but also, like, composure, like, relax, but, like, at the point that the receiver catches this football, he's got, like, 3 guys, like, piled on top of him for a 10-yard loss. It didn't work. So, but part of that is because DJ Chark completely missed his assignment to block somebody on the outside. So if you watch the far receiver at the top here, I'm not sure what what's he doing? Like, he just didn't understand what the play design was, or because it's his fault that this gets blown up. Because if he's blocking, there is a chance that this receiver gets to the outside and can get down the sideline. But that's on DJ Chark. So hopefully Xavier Legette maybe will do a better job. DJ Chark's no longer with the team. So the receivers will be different receivers, but do your job, because this play this isn't really Bryce Young's fault. Like, while the footwork and the composure and stuff was a little off, this is on DJ Chark, and then kind of lends a hand out to, like, pick his guy up, being like, hey, I might have missed my block on that one. This one's 3rd and long. How are we letting Josh Allen do this? All right, so at this point, Josh Allen, and I'll point him out to you, Josh Allen is this man here. And this is why this guy gets paid the big bucks. I do respect that. But if you want to give your quarterback any chance of being able to succeed in a 3rd and long situation, you can't have your offensive line getting manhandled like this. This has to be, you have to fix this, right? So Josh Allen here, there's 3 men there. 3 men, 3 big men, 3 men who get paid to be NFL players, right? And Josh Allen, you got the running back, I'm not really sure, Chuba Hubbard is maybe running a route, but the 2 offensive linemen that are manhandling Josh Allen, like, what are we doing? He just gets through there so easily. And I get, he is one of the best defensive ends in the NFL. Like, he deserves big money. I've actually shaken the man's hand. But at the same time, don't let him do that to your quarterback, please. Your QB stands no chance in that situation. This is one of my gripes with Bryce Young in this game. And again, confidence, timing, belief in himself at this point is just, like, way off. Like, you're going to get Miles Sanders go out this way. Jonathan Mingo has motioned across the field, and then he's going to run an in-breaking route like this. And I think it's Tommy Tremble's just going to run a chip and release and just hitch here. DJ Chark's going to run everybody off, and then Adam Thielen is going to run a deep hitch route, and that is wide open. Adam Thielen's route here is absolutely wide open, but Bryce, throw the football. Just throw the football, please. Like, it's not Miles Sanders, it's Chuba Hubbard, but DJ Chark's going to run off, right? Again, Bryce Young has a clean pocket here, and as Adam Thielen hitches, a confident quarterback would throw that in there. Like, this is Adam Thielen here. A confident QB can see the gap there and will be able to fit that football in there. And I don't know that Bryce Young has the velocity to make that throw. Like a Justin Herbert, a Josh Allen, somebody like that can throw that football in there. Bryce bails, all right? And at this point, okay, he bailed on the play, no problem, all right? But just throw it. Throw it to Chuba Hubbard. Throw it here to Chuba Hubbard. Throw it here to Chuba Hubbard. You can get the first down. Look where the DB is. He's looking this guy off. He might still bail out. Let Chuba Hubbard make that guy miss. Trust in your offense. Trust in the players you have around you to make a play, right? Look, he bails. The DB bails. Throw it to Chuba Hubbard. Throw it to Chuba Hubbard. Throw it here to Chuba Hubbard. Throw it here to Chuba Hubbard. Throw it to Chuba Hubbard. Through an incompletion. Now I'm cross. And you'll see it here from the second angle, right? Adam Thielen's open, but even if you bypass that one and let him sort of say like, all right, maybe it was a tough throw to make, you let him off, right? But as he bails, throw it, throw it, throw it, throw it, hits the ground. Now, again, with this one, just throw the football. Just take your easy check down completions. Again, I think at this point, he's in his own head. He's thinking about it too much. And I do think that Dave Canales can help Bryce Young fix a lot of this stuff. Like whether this is Adam Thielen or Deontay Johnson or someone like that, it's a very, very simple slant route from the top inside. Take 1 second, one step, throw it, right? You'll see people take these all the time, especially if you're struggling, you know, to get things going offensively. I think Bryce had like 112 yards in this game or something like that. But look at this, right? Throw that. And this is where is the height thing an issue? Because a 6'6" quarterback will see that and throw it. So I do get that. And like, you know, people have said this countless times about height and the size of your hands being a thing in the NFL. And it's plays like this where I think maybe that's the case, because I don't know that Bryce can even see that. There is a lot of kind of things happening in front of him, a lot of big offensive linemen. But, you know, before this linebacker breaks down and kind of steps back, you could throw this to Adam Thielen and he can turn upfield and get you like 15 yards. Like you could get 15 yards, you just have to throw it. Now it's too late. So you pull the ball down, you end up scrambling, he ends up running, he ends up taking another unnecessary hit. And it's just like in college, you get away with that. In the NFL, throw the football. Like you have to take that. You'll see it again here from this angle. And from the height perspective of the camera here, I can see that that's open. But I don't know that Bryce Young will see that. So this is where I kind of think maybe the height thing is and Chuba Hubbard is kind of, you know, he's sort of in his stance, ready to maybe get a block or something, and like they could complete that, but it doesn't end up happening. And then Bryce Young's in scramble mode. He ends up beating the man and then like getting buried by 3 dudes unnecessarily. This is another one that ended up in an unnecessary punt. So, you know, you've got 2 guys going towards the left-hand side here, and the tight end this isn't a terrible throw from Bryce Young, but again, kind of airmailed it, and the tight end not gave up on it, but just didn't locate the football in time, and it ended up being an incompletion. But once again, with the offensive line and the blocking scheme, Bryce Young's got a free runner in his face. And I don't know how much of this is him needing to kind of be able to understand the blocking better, but it's just the offensive line just does a terrible job, and he's got a man in his face. And it's just like, you're going to struggle to complete that. Look, he has to change the angle to get that football out there. And this, if the tight end had located it in time, and if this was Jatavion Sanders, it might be complete. I think that's Ian Thomas, but should have been a completion, ended up an incompletion, and the Panthers punted again. So I'm not sure if this was the end of the quarter or what was going on here, but they got on the ball fast, and Bryce Young made a good read here and just threw the football out. And this is what you need. This is what he needs to be doing, right? More of this. Throw it out, get to the running back, let Miles, and he got the first down. You get a first down out of it. And this was why I was getting frustrated watching this game, because it's kind of like, hey, Bryce, throw the football. Let somebody make a play. Let your teammates make a play. And this is what Miles Sanders ended up doing and getting the first down. And Dave Canales had Rashad White as one of the top 5 receiving backs in the NFL last season in Tampa Bay. So we're going to see whether it's Miles Sanders, whether it's Jonathan Brooks, whoever it is in the backfield, Chuba Hubbard, whoever ends up getting those snaps. They just signed Rashad Penny as well. I think he's going to be your bruiser. But like for Bryce Young, this is the stuff that makes it easier for him. Get it to the running back and end up getting the first down. Get on the ball, make the right read, throw it to the running back, get your first down. Now, I'm going to be real. I don't know if this one is me having played too much Madden, but to me, again, like an NFL quarterback would make this throw. And I think it's a tough throw, don't get me wrong, but again, a confident quarterback and a quarterback who believes that he can play at an elite level would throw this, I think. So Bryce Young, you know, what you should be doing here, and I don't know what the kind of read is, whether it's right to left or how he's reading this, but if he can look off or bring this corner down onto Miles Sanders for the underneath route, Jonathan Mingo going down the sideline here, this is open. Drop this in here. This is open. Like, again, this is the sort of thing that is expected of an NFL quarterback. And don't forget, these guys are making hundreds of $millions to make throws like this, right? So that, to me, you look off the safety or you have somebody running towards the inside where you can bring that safety down and you throw that out to Jonathan Mingo. People make touchdowns out of plays like that in the NFL. What shouldn't have happened, there is no way that this play should have been a sack. Even if you take a check down, you've got 2 guys running underneath routes, even if you take somebody like that. But like, again, in college, this is the sort of thing that Bryce Young would have got away with and even been praised for, because his scramble ability was one of the things that people loved him for so much. In the NFL, you're not going to run away from people like Josh Allen. It's not going to happen. Look, he goes into scramble mode and does a good job here of turning back out of the pressure. All right, fair enough. But at the same time, look at Josh Allen just mauling his way through the offensive line. In college, he'd have run out of there and probably made a play. In the NFL, you're going to get brought down. These guys are the biggest, fastest athletes in the league, in the world, and they're going to bring you down for that. It just isn't going to work. So, like, it looks cute, and again, in college, it might have been a highlight play, but in the NFL, this whole turn, run thing, like, 9 times out of 10, they're going to find you and they're going to hurt you. And then on the very next play, so this was literally the play after kind of taking that sack or getting taken down from Josh Allen, throw the football deep. This is what... Is there any trust in himself at this point that he can make this throw? Because to me, like, at this point, good job in the backfield of kind of evading pressure and, like, making time for himself. But you see DJ Chark here, and the two are not on the same page at all. But DJ Chark, if he continues to run this route this way, easy completion. Like, it's a deep ball, but to me, that looks like it should be an easy completion. He can hold the safety with the eyes, bring the eyes down, and like his receiver here has fallen down. That is obviously not helpful. Jonathan Mingo and DJ Chark are way too close together here at the top of the field. I'm not sure what's going on there, but you can see Bryce Young trying to point to kind of somebody, and whether that's DJ Chark or not. But what DJ Chark ends up doing is running behind Andre Cisco and just kind of like that's not helpful. This is not helpful. Like, now he can't throw that. Whereas if you're I'm a little disappointed in DJ Chark. I haven't watched this game actually, but it's just badly coached. And I think if you have a Xavier Legette type that is going to run straight across the field with power and precision and come across and be open, make yourself open, be friendly to your quarterback so that he can make a play here. Because Bryce does a good job on this one, right? The pressure, the pocket collapses, he moves out into space, and then this is the open zone. This is the open area. And a savvy wide receiver, a Justin Jefferson, a Jalen Waddle, somebody like that would run into this open zone and just like shield the ball from the safety and make it at least a completion, if not more, right? But DJ Chark runs, behind the safety, maybe expecting a deep ball, and you can see Bryce think about winding it up, but again, quarterback ends up getting buried. So from the second angle, again, you'll see the evading the pressure is pretty good here. Like, this, to me, is like what you'd want to see from a quarterback that senses that the pocket's not going to be there and he has to move. So you can see really good job of sensing Trevon Walker behind him, right? So he moves out into space. You can see him trying to kind of figure something out and maybe point towards that open spot. But then DJ Chark runs directly behind the safety, which is like basically annihilating your quarterback, and then gets him hit. And it's this stuff where it's just so frustrating to watch, to be like, we could have a play here. There could have been a play there. Now, this was the deepest completion that Bryce Young made this whole game. The clip afterwards was complete, but called back. We'll get to that. But this was the deepest completion that I saw Bryce Young make in the whole game. And my concern here is the velocity of the throw. And DJ Chark wasn't even really expecting it. And it's a bit lazy. This whole game was a little bit lazy. And like I said at the beginning of the video, like they've won one game all year. It's hard to get motivated to win another game, right? But DJ Chark on this play, let me run it for you. Like, he's going to run that hitch route, the one that we should have thrown to Adam Thielen earlier in the game. But Bryce Young, again, good job sidestepping the pressure and just kind of throws. It's a decent enough throw. Like, I think, the velocity is fine, but DJ Chark's kind of not expecting it to be there. And it's like, can we look after our quarterback here? Like, can we do something to make sure that he's like this kind of, create more space, just shift a little bit, good footwork from Bryce Young. And that's a good throw, moving to his left and throwing back down the field. And DJ Chark makes the completion, but he just kind of I think it's the actual hitch from Chark that's kind of a little just sort of do you see what I mean? It's not, he doesn't break that route off with like real intensity or anything. And he just kind of sits in the gap. And okay, he does a decent enough job. Maybe I'm nitpicking at this point, but I did like the footwork from Bryce Young on this one. I liked that it's very subtle, but just kind of moved himself into space to be able to make that throw. And at his height, this is something he's going to need to do, because he's got to get those footballs over the arms of those defensive ends and defensive tackles and stuff. And I think we'll see a lot of Dave Canales doing that for Bryce Young, kind of helping to recreate a pocket for him. Just, because the difference between trying to throw this throw from here with Josh Allen, you can see these guys, defensive ends are taught to get their hands up if they're not going to be able to impact the quarterback. And you can see Josh Allen doing that. But the difference between trying to make that throw from the pocket versus moving ever so slightly to be able to fit that in there, this was a good throw, good completion. And this is the last clip that I have for you, and I think just sums up the video in general. And I think, you know, this is where I want to see this, like, Xavier Legette has a real opportunity here to break out, because I could see this being a touchdown from him. And so DJ Chark is the receiver on the absolute far side here. So he's going to run a deep post. And again, they do a decent job, and Ike Ekwonu actually does a decent job here of running off the defensive end so he can't affect the play. This is, as a defensive end, this is your absolute no-no. You cannot do this as a defensive end because you are out of the play. You have to fight your way all the way back up the field. Like, this is what an offensive tackle loves, to be able to just like roll with you and move. There's a word for it. There's probably terminology for it, but to move you out of the way so that you are not going to impact the quarterback. Now, Bryce Young, clean pocket in the NFL, as clean as it's going to get, and throws a good ball inside into space for DJ Chark to catch for what could have been a touchdown. In my mind, could have easily been a touchdown. And I think, again, there's a moment where he sort of looks like he kind of slows up a little bit, and I think like a big wide receiver like a Xavier Legette and even Deontay Johnson as a route runner on this should be a completion. But you'll see with the pocket that he has here, so Ike Ekwonu runs off, that's Caleb on Chase on. Can't do that, you're out of the play, right? You're not going to impact anything from there. They do a good job. Bryce Young's well protected on this play. Throws the deep route. Again, great throw. He doesn't have like the, you know, there's not a ton of velocity on it, but DJ Chark, this like should be a touchdown, really. Like, he should be able to fight his way into the end zone with that. And it was actually ruled incomplete. So the Jags challenged it. It came back, was ruled incomplete. So it would have been the best play of the game for the Jacksonville Jags. But as that for the Carolina Panthers, but, you know, as things were going for them in the season and in this game, ended up being called back as an incompletion. So, you know, it was a frustrating watch. I found myself at times frustrated with Bryce Young. I was frustrated with DJ Chark. I was frustrated with the offensive line. Now, make no mistake about it, Dave Canales has absolutely got his work cut out to figure this thing out and get it working. I totally appreciate that. It's going to take a lot, but he has two new wide receivers. I think the Deontay Johnson trade was severely underrated. I think it was one of the best moves that they could have made in the NFL offseason this year. And then they get Xavier Legette in the draft as well, trade up into the late first round to get him. Clearly, they're keen on him being a part of this offense. But the one thing that I think changes this more than anything is Jonathan Brooks. I think Jonathan Brooks will be the Rashad White that he was with the Tampa Bay Bucks last year, getting 60 to 70 receptions as a running back. I think there's a lot of opportunity there, and I think Dave Canales is going to work that into an offense that desperately needs easy checkdowns, easy completions, being able to keep the offense on the field and let Bryce Young get a little bit of momentum. So this was a really enjoyable experience for me. I learned so much from sitting and watching this game, selecting some clips and being able to put it together and build a video from it. And it's something that I would love to do more of. So if you took something from this and if you sat and watched it and you found that you flew through it and it ended up being an enjoyable experience and that you took something from it as well, then let me know, please, because I need to know if this is something that I can do more of that adds value for the community around the NFL, because I want to see more of this stuff. The X's and O's, you know, JJ Redick's podcast with LeBron James in the NBA, they're talking X's and O's and like the fundamentals of the game and the different things and how it works and what makes it tick and all of that stuff. And that's what we should be consuming as fans, not like whatever Shannon Sharp is shouting about, because all that is rage bait. They're just like, it's a loud opinion. It's not based, they're not showing you anything that it's based on. They're just like, there's so many clips of like Stephen A. Smith saying something about a quarterback while the complete opposite is being shown on the highlight reel in the background or something, you know, like, put that stuff down. Let's do more of this together. I want to do more of this stuff with you guys. So if there are maybe games you'd want me to watch to do that, then let's do it together. Let me know. Drop me a comment. Please leave a like. Subscribe to the channel if you are new. I very much appreciate you being here. This was one of the most fun videos I've ever recorded. So thank you for stopping by. Thank you for checking it out. And I will see you guys in the next one.